I not pull them out and not start them? I'm afraid that one isn't going to be started for a while. Doing an engine change, going from 100cc to the TS125, which should be here Tuesday. And so in this episode of John Has a Garage Sale for fine vintage motorcycle parts, I'm not going to be offering the engine until I see what I need to take off of the TS100 power plant to put on the TS125 power plant. So here we go. 1973 TS100, which a lot of the parts are interchangeable between the TC series 100 125 and the TS100 125. So you are responsible to figure out whether or not these will fit on yours. Next up, 1980 Honda CB125. You see that it's been changed, and I've got extra parts left over from it that might as well not sit here. Yes, you can have like the parts that I'm not using off of this, and the mystery. What is that? Huh? Single cylinder, looks to be about a 500 or 650. No, it's not a Suzuki Savage. It is a 1980 SR500, a Yamaha. And as you saw, these two run beautifully. Okay, let's get down to brass tacks. We're going to do it in order of years. 1973 Suzuki TS100. Again, the engine will be offered soon. Let's see, where are the parts? Well, here are the parts. First off, let's start kind of modest. This is actually a rack that came on it originally from the dealership, so let's consider it OEM. I don't know if Mr. Suzuki made this himself or contracted it out because, you know, various parts are made by others. It is actually pretty good shape. The chrome is. There's slight pitting. I'm not going to say that this is 100%. But you know that old saying, it looks good for my house. If you stand back, that is a nice rack. Solid, you know, if you go to eBay to buy parts, they're not going to be as heavily built as the original ones. And so, OEM rack, $55, $12 in shipping. You can't live without it. Next up, talking modestly, the tail light assembly. I'm not sure if the bulb works in it or not. I know the headlight works. Well, it worked when there was an engine in it. This probably needs a new bulb. Not sure if it's probably 6 volt. But anyway, there is pitting on this. I cleaned it up a little bit. It could still use some polishing, but it's in generally good shape. I mean, for a bike that's, I'm not going to calculate it. From 1973, it's in pretty reasonable shape. If you need a chrome tail light assembly, bracket, everything, you know, this could be yours. Not 100%, but you know, it's going to be hard to find an OEM tail light bracket assembly, you know, from 1973. I notice when I buy parts off of eBay and they're aftermarket, they're not as heavily made, so they're not as rugged. Okay, moving right along, the Chrome Fenders. And you're saying, my gosh, John, why are you rating this bike and taking off the Chrome Fenders? Well, I have a beautiful 21-inch rim off a 1971 Kawasaki 125, 21-inch rim. Not a sign of rust on it. It is pristine. And so I am going to lace this 19, or lace that hub onto a 21-inch rim. That's 19. And so the fenders, the front fender will not have the right radius on it. So I might as well part it out. I have front and back. Let me memorize what I'm asking for these things. Front and back, not 100%. There is pitting on this, although its ability to be shined up and look chromy and actually look really good from a distance of 10 feet, you know, is there. The bottom end, I could have cleaned it up a little bit more. I just kind of scrubbed it with a little WD-40 and a Brillo pad. The back one, just because mud gets flung at, it has a little more corrosion on it, but you know, you could hit this. What I would do if I was to keep this, I would just hit it with an anti-rusting agent, clean it up, and then hit it with a clear coat to keep it from failing. So these things are nice and solid, and generally for 1973, in pretty good shape. So if you have a The TC, I believe, had a different fender, but if you have a TS100 or a TS125 and you want to have the chromey fenders, I didn't find any of these on eBay. I did an internet search and I did not find any of these except for brand new ones that are probably not as heavy as these things. $95 plus $15 in shipping. So we have the rack, OEM, original equipment manufacturer, heavy duty, some pitting but generally good condition, $55.12 in shipping. The tail light, $30 plus $10 in shipping, and the chrome fenders, the pasty resistance. I don't speak French. $95, $15 in shipping. Next up, in order of year, came from this beautiful bike. I'm pretty sure the first thing actually has, where are they? They're right here. Working bulbs, because I didn't take them off because they didn't work. I took them off because I'm not a turn signal kind of guy. I use hand signals. And the chrome, the back, actually in pretty good condition. On these, I could have cleaned them up a little bit more. There is some minor pitting, but overall, they're in really good shape. Chances are the bulbs still work. Everything worked on this when I bought it. It was pristine. It looked like a real SR500, but that is life. And so the turn signals for the SR500 OEM, I looked on eBay, typed in OEM turn signals for a 1978 SR500, which the 80s were probably the same. And all I got were these aftermarket parts that I sincerely doubt they're as well made as these. $50, $10 in shipping. Next up, you notice I do not have a front fender. And so on the bike, but I have the front fender. There is some minor pitting and two mystery dents right there that are between the fork legs, so they're not going to be too noticeable. I'm not altogether sure that if I line this up, they might have been placed in there for hoses and whatnot, but they're not going to really be noticeable. Minor pitting, I didn't even clean the bottom up at all. And so I'm sure that, again, you could get that moderate rust off of that and then hit it with a clear coat. Good technique. $50 plus $15 in shipping. If you need an original equipment manufactured chrome rim for your SR500 project, there it is, $50, $15 in shipping. The turn signal set, $50 plus $10 in shipping. I'm pretty sure the bulbs work, but I'm not going to guarantee it. Now, for your amusement or your bewilderment, 1980 Honda CB125. I love these things. Starts like a Honda. Starting modestly, the speedometer, $25 in free shipping. I mean, what can I say? It's a speedometer. It's in pretty good shape. 2,257 actual miles. So if you're a used bike salesman and you've got one of these things with 200,050 miles, I'm not suggesting anything, but you may need a new speedometer. $25 free shipping for the Speedo. You notice I don't have any instruments on there. I go by feel. That's how I roll. The turn signals, OEM, they are grouped together in 4. I probably should have cleaned the black brackets up to get rid of what little rust is on it. That'll clean up good. I mean, how hard is it to spray paint the black metal? It's so small. The rubber is in good shape. Rubber is in good shape on all 4 of them. The chrome is in pretty good condition too. I should have cleaned this up before the sale, but it's actually in pretty good shape. This thing has always been stored. It was never kept outside. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I could get rid of all that little spotting of red rust, not much of it. It's in good shape. The toolkit, I don't know where the original toolkit is, but look at that bracket. You could fill it with gummy bears if you wanted. Not going to tell you to put anything else in. Although in a lot of states, things have been made legal. The OEM, and again, I did a search on eBay for turn signals for not an SR500, CB125S. There was nothing to be found, just a bunch of aftermarket stuff. $75, $12 in shipping. So I've got the Speedo, $25 free shipping. Turn signals, all 4 of them, $75 plus $12. Can't guarantee the bulbs. I don't know if the bulbs are good. They maybe not. The handlebars. I have low handlebars on that. But I also have the original ones, and the chrome is in really good shape. There is the minor pitting right on the inside of these little elbows, but I bet you could get rid of the traces of the little spots of rust there really easy. Steel wool and a little bit of WD-40. And so for those handle bars, for your classic Honda CB125, because you're not like me, you're smart enough to keep it bone stock, $25 plus $12 in shipping. Now, all of this stuff is great. My gosh, what a beautiful pile of stuff. But I have something that is probably incredibly rare, and so the price is going to reflect that. I have the original seat. And again, I challenge you to go to eBay and find an aftermarket seat that has the same heavy-duty construction as the original Honda stuff. All the new stuff is light, and it's hard to find. Look at this, a 1980 Honda CB125, and I'm sure it'll fit other years. It might even fit the CB100. Up to you. Might fit the CB125 or 175, what have you. Up to you to check. Look at that, in beautiful shape. If I didn't have other stuff to do, I would have taken the strap off and then cleaned what little corrosion is on it. That should be easy to deal with. Just replace those bolts and you'll have a shiny looking seat again. The base is in good shape. The foam is in good shape. It is a beautiful seat, and there are very few out there for sale in this condition, an original 1980 seat. I'm asking what I feel is a reasonable price, considering the rarity of this. The rarity. $185 plus $15 in shipping. And again, you know, I'm not going to give any of this stuff away, especially that seat, so don't even bother to ask me if I'll sell it for less. This is a rare bird. It is a rare bird indeed. Actual OEM original seat in excellent condition. And there we have it. John's garage sale of motorcycle parts. Stay tuned for the engine. I can let you know that the person I bought it from probably took off the oil pump, the magneto cover, and so those things aren't going to be on it. The engine that came off that runs really good. Chances are I'm going to include the carburetor because I think that the 125 is carbureted differently. The top end is good. Starts, idles, it's a really good top end. The bottom end, there's the mysteries in the transmission. It goes through the first 3 gears, 4th gear, 5th gear, don't want to go in, so it's going to need some training work, but the upper end is good. Have a great day. Buy motorcycle parts.